China's electric vehicle giant BYD, or Build Your Dreams, started its EV journey in India for the passenger vehicle segment in 2021, and it was with the E6 electric MPV. Now, it was initially targeted towards the fleet segment. However, with growing demand, it was soon brought in for private car owners as well. And now, the company has decided to bring in its proper facelift. And this time around, the company has decided to do the things the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Car and Bike. I am Session Vijayaraghavan, and this right here is the new 2024 BYD eMAX 7. Now, before I tell you all things about this electric MPV, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe to Car and Bike. And while you're at it, do hit that bell notification as well, so you never miss an update from us. Okay. Compared to the E6, the new BYD eMAX 7 has grown in size, especially in terms of length and height. While it is now somewhat closer to the Innova Hycross in proportions, albeit the electric MPV is still a bit smaller in all aspects. However, when it comes to styling, the eMAX 7 looks much more sharper. Of course, you have that blade-like design up front with that chrome or satin silver finish. Then again, you have these sharp-looking headlamps which have these jewel-like pattern, what BYD calls the crystal diamond LED headlamps. They give you that night staring sort of design. Then, towards the lower section, you will find a more pronounced bumper which is split by that black line, and those big intakes on either side gives it a look something like a dragon is smirking at you. Now, as you walk towards the side, you'll notice that from the profile, largely it remains quite unchanged. However, it looks much more stylish now thanks to these dual tone alloy wheels. Now the size is the same, it is a set of 17-inch wheels, but they look much nicer. Maybe a bigger size will also do for this MPV. What's also added is body colored bumpers around the car, with this lower section too getting this chrome treatment that adds to the premiumness. And finally, you have this roof rail as well on the top that completes the overall package. As for the rear, here too you get a completely new look, and that has been added by these connected LED tail lamps. Now you get a nice LED pattern or nice signature here that looks quite premium, and what adds to that premiumness are these chrome details on the tail lamp as well as at the rear bumper that adds that overall premiumness which the E6 lacked earlier. As for the boot, you get powered tailgate. Yes, so at a click of a button this opens up, and here you'll see a modest 180 liters of luggage capacity with all 3 rows up. However, you can simply pull this tab and fold the 3rd row. You get a nice flat surface here, easy for loading stuff, and with 4 or 5 passengers ahead, you'll have enough space for their week-long luggage. However, let's go inside the cabin and find out how comfortable is the cabin for those passengers. Now, one of the bigger directives for BYD inside the cabin of the eMAX 7 was also to improve the overall comfort levels for the occupants. And I think the company has certainly achieved that. Here, as you can see, you have a nice layout. This is of course a 6 and a 7-seater option which is available with both the variants of the eMAX 7. And I also like the fit and finish. You can see here you have this nice faux wood texture, has this nice charcoal grey effect. And then you have some hard plastics, of course. Here they are actually of good quality and I quite like them. Nice fit and finish. Here you have some more soft touch material, and overall the finishing is certainly good. The seats are also nice. I like this brown treatment, and yes, both the driver and co-driver get power adjustability and ventilation function, so that is really nice. The AC is also quite nice and powerful. However, due to the large windshield and the window area, the sunlight is quite cumbersome inside the cabin. So even despite the nice cooling function of the AC, you do feel that heat. So you will have to remember that bit. In terms of features, you have a big 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Now we have seen this in the BYD Atto 3 and also in the BYD Seal. And here too you get that swivel function with, at a press of a button, it becomes a vertical display from a horizontal display and it can go back again. However, when it's connected to the connectivity suites like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, during that period you cannot use this function when that app is connected to the car. Then again, you have a nice informative cluster here too. However, I would have wished that the company offered you a digital display rather than analog unit with a MID unit. However, it is a colored MID unit and it is quite informative. The steering too has a nice feel to it. It is wrapped with faux leather and has a nice premium feel and touch, and the buttons too are quite useful here. However, they are reversed, so the audio controls are on the right side and the cruise control and other in-car controls are on the left side. So you will have to remember that when you use the car. Here you get a nice and wide center console with this nice big pad. On one side you have the wireless charger, and the other side it is just a small pad where you can keep maybe a wallet or your key fob or any other knickknacks. Have a nice cup holders and another pocket here for your maybe wallet and your toll cards or something like that. Nice central armrest is also given, and underneath that central armrest you have glove compartment with the USB sockets. You have both type A and type C, and there is a slot for even a memory card. So yes, BYD has taken care of all kind of connectivity options. And finally, you have this nice panoramic glass roof, which is also a new addition to the eMAX 7. And yes, it is not a sunroof, it is a glass roof, and adds that final premium touch that the eMAX 7 really needed. Now with the E6, since it was already targeted towards a fleet segment, the rear seat experience was good. The space was good, the seats were comfortable, and that trend continues with the eMAX 7 as well, because here in fact it has been improved. You can see that this one is a 6-seater version with the captain seats for the second row, and here you get this nice armrest for each of these seats, and on the door armrest too is quite well placed, so you have this nice comfortable position that you can achieve over here. The air con vents of course are placed on the roof, and which is a good addition I feel, because if it was in the center tunnel, then getting that flow would have been hampered due to your legs. This of course gives you better access to the air con vents, and you get separate vents and blower function for both these air con vents for the rear passenger. A couple of USB ports here too have been given, and a holder to put your cell phone. Now if I have to give you a sense of space, I am 5 feet 9 inches tall, and this driver's seat is set to my driving position, and despite that you can see that I have decent knee room. The leg room is also good. Yes, I could have done with some more room under the seat too, so that I can put my feet in and have better comfort, and also better under thigh support would have been good. Having said that, the captain seats in the second row also come with both sliding and reclining function to get that ideal seating position. The back of the driver's seat also gets these nice pockets so that you can put your cell phone or maybe a bigger device. So yes, it is quite practical. Overall, a nice comfortable space, and even if you buy the eMAX 7 to be a chauffeur driven vehicle, you would be quite comfortable. Generally, third row seats is not meant for me, and even with the second row seat pushed as much as possible with the minimal amount of comfort I could get at the second row, the third row is still a bit of a not the ideal place for me. Yes, my knees are rubbing against the seat, and here it's even coming out, and the under thigh support is next to none, but the seat is comfortable, the cushioning is good, and I have a cup holder here, and this AC vent is also quite powerful. So, and even if you have children sitting at the third row, they will be comfortable because it is nice and airy, and these quarter glass adds that extra bit of light. So yes, it doesn't feel claustrophobic, but yes, at best it is good for only children. The BYD eMAX 7 also gets a long list of safety features, including 6 airbags, ABS, electronic stability control, traction control, ISOFIX and 360 view cameras. The rest of the features are on your screen. Going for the top spec superior variant will get you level 2 advanced driver assistance systems, which additionally add features like adaptive and intelligent cruise control, autonomous braking, collision warning, blind spot detection, lane departure and lane keep assist, and rear cross traffic assist and braking.
What you think they giving greatness out? Now you gotta take it. They don't know the hustle, they confused when they look at you. Till you hit your goals, they all shy, they think you Pikachu.
Now with the upgrade, the eMAX 7 comes with two battery pack options, a 55.4 kilowatt hour battery pack and a bigger 71.8 kilowatt hour unit. Now we are driving the latter, and this is in the top of the line variant, and in terms of output alone, this particular model now gets a huge bump in power and torque figures. Yes, the smaller battery pack unit makes about 160 brake horsepower, whereas this particular car with that I am driving makes 201 brake horsepower. Torque output of course remains constant for both these options, which is 310 Newton meter, and I think that is a substantial figure, and it shows. As with all EVs, the output is instant, and as soon as you press the accelerator, the car is ready with all those numbers at your disposal. Having said that, it is characterized in a way that generally suits an MPV. Yes, it will not slap you onto the seat as soon as you press the accelerator, because it builds up speed gradually and in a nice manner. And that is required when you have passengers sitting at the back and taking their comfort needs into account. That is how the car should perform, and that is how it does. Although if you do want to have that EV-like feel, all you have to do is floor the accelerator, and you will see that the car accelerates ahead in a composed manner and reaches triple-digit speeds quite instantly. In fact, the 0 to 100 acceleration figure for the 71.8 kilowatt hour unit is 8.6 seconds, whereas the same for the smaller battery pack is about 10 seconds, a little more than 10 seconds, and those are not bad figures. The one aspect that I feel could have been better is the display. It is a nice and intuitive unit, however, everything is controlled via this touchscreen, and while you are driving with the sunlight falling onto it, it's not very legible, and using the controls then becomes a challenge. As for the driving bit itself, the BYD eMAX 7 performs nicely. The ride quality is great. It handles all the undulations on the road pretty nicely, gives you a nice plush ride. Yes, the suspension is set a bit on the stiffer side, however, it's not bad. In fact, it is the right kind of stiffness that one would require from a car like this, because even the bigger potholes, it absorbs them nicely, and although you know that you went through a big pothole or a big speed bump, the harshness is not felt to that extent inside the cabin, and that is a plus for this car. I also like the engage levels of the car. Yes, you do hear some amount of tire noise while you're driving, however, that is the extent of it, because it keeps the rest of the noise outside from the road to the minimal. The insulation is nice, and even the harshness is kept to the minimal. So yes, overall, drive comfort has been given enough attention. As for the most important bit, the range, the claimed range for this 71.8 kilowatt hour battery pack unit stands at 530 kilometers on a single charge, whereas the smaller battery pack will give you a range of 420 kilometers. And to give you a perspective, we started off the drive at about 99% of battery capacity with a range indicated on the system of 520 kilometers, and we are down to now about 69%, and the range still shows you about 365 kilometers, and that is a good number. You have to consider the fact that this was not the ideal range test. We drove the car at multiple speeds, the AC was constantly on, we were shooting the car in between. So all things considered, it is a nice figure, and I feel that in real world conditions it should give you a range of anywhere between 420 to 450 kilometers on a single charge, even with this top of the line variant, and that would not be a bad number. However, we will require more time with this car later to do a proper range test and come back to you with a real world figure. As for the charging capacity, both battery packs support 7 kW of AC charging, and while the smaller unit supports DC fast charging of up to 89 kW, the 71.8 kWh version can handle up to 115 kW DC fast charging. The eMAX 7 also comes with vehicle-to-load function, so you can use the car's battery to power an electric appliance. The BYD eMAX 7 is offered in two variants: Premium, which gets the 55.4 kWh battery, and Superior, that comes with the 71.8 kWh battery pack. Both come with the option for a 6-seater and a 7-seater cabin layout and are priced between 26,90,000 rupees and go up to 29,90,000 rupees ex-showroom. Now the big question we wanted to answer with this video was, has the eMAX 7 improved upon what the E6 was? And the answer to that question is yes, most definitely. It is a much sharper and premium looking product now. Comes with a lot of creature comforts and tech that make it a proper family size vehicle. And to top it all, the pricing is also just right, especially when you consider the fact that it competes in a segment that has the Innova High Cross, and it is now even cheaper than that MPV, which is the king of that segment. Now, what also works in the BYD eMAX 7's favor is the fact that it is the cheapest 3-row electric vehicle in the market, because the next one after that is the Mercedes-Benz EQB, and that comes up around 70 lakh rupees. So if you are considering a premium and comfortable family car and you are environmentally conscious enough to go for an electric vehicle, then the eMAX 7 should be part of your consideration. I am Seshan Vijayaraghavan, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow friends. And if you have any comments or suggestions, put them down in the box below. And if you want more such content, keep following Car and Bike.